In recognition of the fact that the world is constantly changing and that in order for organisations to survive they must also change, the transformational era sees the role of the leader as facilitating the constant transformation of the organisation from one state to its next. The focus of this theory is on the role of the leader in transforming individual followers to empower them to adapt to and succeed in the face of change. Important to this, then, is the formulation of vision and the obtaining of follower commitment to, rather than compliance with, change. As Haslam and his colleagues also observed, the problem with previous approaches to leadership theory is that they attempted in one way or another to reduce leadership to an algorithm. James McGregor Burns first termed the idea of transformational leadership as a balanced dynamic between leaders and followers, predicated upon social influence rather than power, and looked toward the fulfillment of higher order or aspirational needs of people as being the role of the leader. The role of the transformational leader is to enact their influence to produce enthusiastic commitment by followers. Bass, as well as Tichy and Devana, both noted that leaders need to be open to new ideas and be able to translate these into a credible vision for the future, and one which would benefit followers. This requires the leader to possess what came to be termed as charisma. That is to say, that their communications must be capable of transforming those who see and hear the vision. A key part of the process is that followers must see things in a different way and feel a stronger sense of purpose and meaning as a result of this. Similar to the views put forward in the culture era, the transformational leader's vision gives rise to collective action. However, responsibility for fulfilling the vision rests not only with the leader, but with the group who shares the vision. Unlike previous theories, where an exchange is seen as underlying the process, transformational leadership deliberately considers the higher-level sensibilities of followers to inspire them to do things because that they want to do things to become better people, both better in terms of their capability and morally as well. In the words of Burns, leaders hold enhanced influence at the higher levels of the need and value hierarchies. They can appeal to the more widely and deeply held values such as justice, liberty, and brotherhood. They can expose followers to the broader values that contradict narrower ones or inconsistent behaviour. They can redefine aspirations and gratifications to help followers see their new stake in the program-oriented social movements. Transformational leadership places the leader as a servant to followers, in the sense of transforming them in order for them to progress in their personal journey towards individual improvement. It is they who generate the vision or the way forward, and it is they who facilitate and empower followers to strive towards the vision. Expanding on the role of the leader from the culture era, the role of the leader is to build, monitor, and reinforce a culture of high expectations. Bass and Avolio identified 4 key areas or behaviours that are pivotal to transformational leadership. The first is idealised influence or charisma, where the leader serves as an ideal role model for followers. The leader walks the talk and is admired for this. The second is inspirational motivation, the ability to inspire and motivate followers. The third is intellectual stimulation, the ability of the leader to challenge followers to be innovative and creative through constantly challenging followers to higher levels of performance. Finally, individualised consideration is the ability of the leader to demonstrate genuine concern for the needs and feelings of followers. This personal attention to each follower is a key element in bringing out their very best efforts. Transformational leadership models have undergone robust testing over the past 30 years, and these 4 behaviours consistently produce positive follower outcomes, as well as positive leadership attributions for leaders who possess them. However, more is still to be done on unpacking these specific behaviours. One avenue which has been pursued is to take a deeper look at different elements of the transformational model. One such example is the authentic leadership literature. Authentic leadership refines some of the concepts developed in the transformational leadership model and identifies specific elements of leaders' behaviour that can be developed, particularly in relation to idealised influence and inspirational motivation. Avolio and Gardner define authentic leaders as those who are possessed of high positive psychological capital and positive moral perspectives. They are highly self-aware of how they think and behave. They are recognised by followers as being aware of their own and others' values and moral perspectives, knowledge, strengths, and are confident, hopeful, optimistic and resilient. Through these factors, authentic leaders role model or directly influence follower development towards the same kind of self-awareness and regulation. So the search for a universal definition of leadership continues today, as does research into the phenomenon.